What's poppin', everybody? It's a Saber 94. Prismatic Evolutions is now available on TCG Live, and I know that in real life this set has been seeing crazy demand because of the alt arts, I guess, because it's the Eeveelution set, another one. But playability wise, it's not a great set. It just has a bunch of reprints and a lot of really bad cards, like when it comes to original cards. But the aforementioned Eeveelutions can be kind of decent, so I decided to show you guys a deck based around them. It's going to focus particularly on Leafeon EX and Jolteon EX, and we're going to power them with terapagos. I think that's obvious, right? But yeah, this is going to be somewhat similar to the Ogerpon deck I showed with terapagos, but it does have some differences. So the Eeveelutions are stage 1s, and instead of a block and damage, we're going to take advantage of their typing to hit key Pokemon for weakness, particularly with Leafeon. This is the main Pokemon we want to take advantage of because Grass is a really good type, specifically for killing Charizard EX in one shot, other random Darkness Pokemon like Hydreigon perhaps, and maybe some other Pokemon I'm not thinking of. And that's about it. In order for this deck to work, you gotta have this eevee EX as well. Now this is considered a Tera Pokemon too, and even though it's an EX, the Rainbow DNA allows it to evolve into these Eeveelution EXs. Now Iron Thorns EX is gonna mess us up, unfortunately, but we gotta live with it. And if your opponent does run that, like in Dragapult or something, they are gonna have to switch it in the end eventually, or I guess maybe we can boss's orders if they don't and they decide to attack it. They don't power up Dragapult. So you can just keep powering up your guys with terapagos. And the other thing to mention that's pretty good, even though these EVs are sort of basic Pokemon to get into our main evolution attackers, it does actually hit for some pretty decent damage with no cost. 200 for 3 isn't too bad. So if you have to be desperate and you can't do anything else, you gotta use this. At least you can hit for 200. It's pretty solid, actually. Okay, so main attacker, Leafeon EX, 230. It's going to kill Charizard in one shot, and the heal you get on the bench is also pretty good. Heal 100 for all of your bench Pokemon. This is going to negate all the spread Dragapult does, any other random spread decks. Just spare damage through different methods. You know, you can negate that, and it's really strong. Verdant Storm is also kind of useful. It can come up depending on the deck if your opponent runs a lot of energies on their Pokemon, like that Appleton Ogerpon deck. If they do got a lot of energies, like if you play against Raging Bolt and then they carelessly attach a bunch, then this can be helpful too. So keep it in mind. And what kind of name is Moss Agate? Agate? No English word I ever heard of. I know what moss means, but agate, I don't know. Okay. The other attacker is going to be Jolteon EX here. So this is pretty good because it has Fear Retreat. All of the original Eeveelution trio, Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, they hit for 280 with the same energies, Fire, Water, and Lightning. Their original types, basically. But because Jolteon has Fear Retreat, you can just hit for 280, retreat, and then use a switch, and then put it back in the active position and reset the effect. So that's why I think it's the best. And Flashing Spear is also pretty solid too, 60 for 2, and you can discard specifically 2 basic energies from benched Pokemon. It's got to be benched Pokemon. And you can do 90 more damage for each. So it maxes out at 240 damage basically. It's like a crappier Raging Bolt, but it can still be useful. I mean, it's another option if you can't use Draviate, whatever. And as for Flareon, I sort of have it in because I thought it's either going to be this or Vaporeon, and I thought Fire, maybe it's better coverage than Water. To be honest, Archaludon, the main thing that this thing would be able to hit, it gets rid of its own weakness with its attack, so we're not really going to be able to get that bonus. But maybe if we pick on it from the bench, or maybe if you play against some other metal Pokemon, this can come up. But the other reason to have it that I think it's kind of good is Burning Charge. if you sort of, you're forced to play first and then you open with eevee and then you get this or you can search it, you can possibly do Burning Charge, hit for 130 and still get Energy Acceleration. So I think that's pretty good as an option. So yeah, fire coverage is probably better than water anyway. Jolteon, random water Pokemon that are big, yeah, you can hit them. I mean, but Palkia, it dies in one shot with 280 anyway. So yeah. But just 280 in general, even without the weakness, is just a very good number to hit. You know, random V-Stars, good V-Stars like Regidrago, Palkia, they're going to be getting KO'd. Random stage 1 EXs like other eeveelutions, maybe if other people use them, you can kill them. So it's a good number to hit. Okay? Now then, the last Pokemon is Latias CX, just something, once again, to help me get the Terapagos in the active position. The aim is to play second and go for a Prism Charge, power up our guys quickly. And Latias helps with that, extra basic, I don't run a lot. And that's about it. I should also mention the numbers with these eeveelutions. As you guys can see, I'm running 6 of them. Normally I would do 4 and 4, or maybe 5 max, but I'm not one of those people that believe you go with numbers well above your evolution Pokemon. Like in the old Blaziken Firestarter decks and Gardevoir decks, it was really popular to run like a lot of copies of both Gardevoir and Galate, for example. I'm doing this in this case, running 6 because I don't have any Pokemon recovery card, and we also want to have the right. Make sure we have enough copies for the eeveelution depending on the matchup. So Leafeon, even if it can't hit for weakness, it's still pretty good. But if you can hit for, you know, 1-hit KOs, then obviously doing 280 is much better. So 3 of this and 3 of the Leafeon for the weakness killing Charizard, I think is pretty good. You got extra copies just in case something gets prized. You know, something dies, you got to use it again. You know, I don't run any Pokemon recovery, so I think having 6 is good. For consistency purposes too, we might draw into them. You guys are going to see I don't have too many like item-based searching cards, and I'm going to explain why. So I think might as well just get to it. The trainer cards. So this trainer skeleton, you might think it's a bit weird all over the place compared to what I usually run. And the reason for this is because supposedly this new Buddy card in this set, it's going to be the new Jesus Christ of the Pokemon TCG. Lord and Savior, it's going to save the TCG and slow things down. I don't really think so. I think it's too weak. But just in case, I built my deck assuming that it's going to be a hot card and people are going to run it. So I only have like the really necessary item/trainer cards. Like Nest Ball, you got to have it so we get our basics. I don't have any small guys, so we can't use Puffin. So definitely Nest Ball, you got to max it out. Same for Terra Orb. This card is too good to pass up. Can get the basic EV and the evolutions, just an item, so too good. Gotta have it. And instead of having like Ultra Balls and other item searches, I guess, I have this Cyrano, whatever his name is supposed to be. So I think this supporter is going to be really good, especially after the rotation. It's going to be much needed. Get any 3 Pokemon EX. They can be basics, evolutions, anything. So it's really great in this deck. We can get Eevee early game, and I can also get the eeveelutions as well, the ones that I need. So that's another reason why I don't got any Ultra Balls, any other like Aroma, the Aroma card. Just I'm trying not to run any extra, I guess, trainer cards, so we can have a little bit a better situation, a better position if we play against Buddy. That's it. I do have the triple switches though, because as I've said, you know, with Jolteon, you can do the sort of big attack switch. It also helps us make sure we get Terapagos in the active position, so you gotta have it. I got 3 because I don't have the catcher. I got this Ace Spec instead, the Sparkling Crystal. And I have this because Our deck is all about trying to get our attackers ready to attack as soon as possible. And this helps, especially because these evolutions, like Leafeon does have a different requirement with its 3 energy attack compared to Jolteon and Flareon. So you got to keep these things in mind. You got to memorize their energy type. So when you search the energies with terapagos, you don't make any mistakes. And if you put a specific amount of the specific energies on eevee, and then you evolve into the wrong Pokemon, or you don't have the right Pokemon to evolve, you're going to be in a bad position. So with Leafeon, you need a grass, a fire, and a water. And with Jolteon, you need a lightning and a fire and a water. So if you got to put like the energies and then you don't have the right evolution, you sort of in a desperate position, but you need to attack, this can sort of help. And it just helps in general because most of the time we're going to be just using the terapagos to attack once and then move our attacker to attack. And then if they kill him quickly, you're not going to be able to power up something else quickly enough. But maybe with a manual and this, you can do something. So it's just a really good ace pick. It makes sense in this deck, I believe, instead of running the catcher or something else. So instead, I just have this, got the 3rd switch as opposed to just 2, and I'm running 2 boss's orders just to have like the 2nd, I guess, pulling attack or pulling effect. The other tool is going to be this lucky helmet, just an extra target for the Arven. I think this is a nice little thing to have, even if you just get the effect once, just draw 2. Consistency, it really helps with this deck. You usually want to attach this to eevee, even before it evolved. Don't put this on terapagos, it's probably not a good idea. If you put it on eevee and then they pick on it, you get the draw 2 at least. And that's it. And I believe that's it, you know, not too many items as I've said. Now, the supporter cards, we got some standard stuff. We got the Eonos, Max are out. We got the double youngster, shuffle and draw. The 1 Zissou, very good draw power if your opponent has a big hand. Copycat style, I think it's pretty good. The 1 Cynthia, something dies, you get that extra great draw plus, pretty good. And then I do the double worker as well. We don't have any stadiums in this deck, so instead of running Barry, might as well run this, maybe get rid of my opponent's stadium. Once again, extra supporters as opposed to just trainers items to draw. And then I also got this Crispin. So once again, to go with the having the right energies, this guy helps. If you use terapagos and then you don't really want to just keep using that guy, you want to start attacking. And if your opponent kills your eeveelution, you want to be able to respond. This helps. Along with the crystal, you should be able to get powered up quickly with this guy. And it's a vessel in a way too. I don't have vessels, so this is like an energy searcher in general. I think that's it. Didn't really miss anything. I touched on this guy. The 1 Arven, get my A spec guaranteed, get a trainer card. Solid, of course. And for the energies, we run 15 energies, no way to recover energy, so we gotta run a lot. Basically, 4 of lightning, fire, water, and then 3 of grass for Leafeon. Should be good, well-rounded numbers. You shouldn't be screwed if you're running it like this. Maybe you get really unlucky with stuff in the prizes, but you are gonna have enough stuff to work with, build attackers. And yeah, this is the Leafeon Jolteon EX deck. Very similar to Ogerpon. It has advantages over it and disadvantages too. Obviously we run more evolution Pokemon. Granted, in Ogerpon I ran Gastrodon, even though you didn't have to. Here we're not really gonna block any damage, we're just trying to get big kills. And yeah, hitting for 280 is great. And this is the deck. I don't know if there's anything else I was gonna mention and I forgot. But anyway, so this is the deck profile, guys. Eeveelutions, possibly one of the only good things from the new set, plus Regigigas. I know about that card too. It's gonna give us big trouble. But hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the matches. What a